Hi everyone, I'm Mehran, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm super excited to share my journey with you as I dive into the Gen AI intensive course Capstone for 2025 on Kaggle. This competition is all about applying what I learned in Google's 5-day course on generative AI, and I can't wait to walk you through my project. If you're into AI, movies, or just curious about coding, stick around, and let's get started. So what's this project about? I built a movie query system using a refined movie dataset. It lets users ask questions like, who directed the Shawshank Redemption? Or, what are some drama movies? And gives smart, natural answers. I used Google's Gemini AI to understand queries and SentenceTransformer for finding movie similarities. The code handles everything from cleaning data to generating AI responses, and I learned so much about prompt engineering and embeddings along the way. Now, let's break down the code step by step. First up, the setup and import section. Here I install key libraries like pandas for data handling, scikit-learn for math, and Google Gemini for AI powers. I also bring in SentenceTransformer to turn text into numbers for comparisons. This part is like setting up my toolbox, making sure I have everything I need to work with the movie dataset and build the query system. Next, I configure the Google Gemini AI client. I grab my API key securely using Kaggle's User Secrets client. Safety first. I also add retry logic to handle any hiccups if the API gets busy. This setup ensures my AI can reliably parse user questions later on, which is a big part of making the system smart and responsive. Then comes data loading and preprocessing, where the magic starts. I load a movie dataset from Kaggle, full of details like titles, genres, and crew. I clean it up by fixing missing values, turning runtimes into a nice format like 2 hours 30 minutes, and splitting cast names properly. For example, I make sure genres are lists so I can search them easily. This step took some trial and error, but it makes the data ready for AI and queries. In the Embeddings Generation section, I use SentenceTransformer's all MiniLM L6 V2 model to turn movie descriptions and titles into embeddings. Think of them as numeric fingerprints. I also create a similarity matrix to find movies that are alike. This lets me answer questions like, what's similar to the Godfather? By comparing those fingerprints. It's a cool trick I learned from the course. Next, I add a visualization section to see how movies relate. I create a heat map showing how similar the first 20 movies are based on their descriptions. Bright colors mean they're close, like cousins in a movie family. It's a quick way to spot patterns, and I think it's pretty neat to look at. The Similarity Functions section is where I handle typos. If someone types Shawshank instead of Shawshank, my code finds the closest match using embeddings. I do the same for crew jobs, so right becomes writer. These functions make the system forgiving and user-friendly, which I learned is super important for real-world AI. Now, the Query Functions section is the heart of the system. I wrote functions to answer specific questions. One finds movie details by title, another lists similar movies, and others filter by director, genre, or year. For example, I can ask for Christopher Nolan's movies and get a list right away. I also handle crew queries, like finding a film's writer. These functions took time to get right, but they make the system versatile. In AI query parsing, I use Gemini AI to understand what users mean. I give it examples like who directed a movie, and it turns questions into structured data, like which movie or field to check. This is called prompt engineering, and it's a big skill I picked up in the course. It's like teaching the AI to think like a movie expert. Finally, the user query handling section ties it all together. It takes a user's question, parses it with AI, grabs the right data, and formats an answer. The human reply function then makes the response sound natural, like, "The Shawshank Redemption was directed by Frank Darabont. I tested it with queries about genres, directors, and even music composers, and it feels like chatting with a movie buff." And that's my movie query system. I had a blast building it for the Kaggle competition, learning AI tricks, and coding something useful. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments what you think, or what I should try next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.